What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Zaynomics Gaming. Today I'm going over part 2 of what I will be bringing into Lightfall. Today we're going over the Hunter class, which is more than likely what I'll be using day 1 for Lightfall. In all honesty, more than likely the two characters that I will be playing first will either be either the Hunter or the Warlock, just because I feel like those new supers will be a little bit more commanding in the meta compared to the Titan. But that is just my personal opinion. If you decide to play with the Titan first, then by all means do so. But today, like I said, we will be talking about the Hunter, and first and foremost, we will be taking advantage of the Stasis subclass for the Hunter. I'm guessing that these enemies will be a lot tougher than we normally have faced, and the capability to actually slow a lot of your opponents will come in handy. Now, I know we do have invis and stuff like that on the Void class, but for me personally, I feel like this Hunter setup will be a lot more efficient, and with the new enemy type coming in and with the difficulty being raised, I feel like slowing the enemies will play into my advantage when I am actually going through this campaign. So until I get Strand anyways. Now, unfortunately, with the TWAB yesterday, there will not be any artifact mods that work with Stasis, so that's unfortunate, but I still plan on using Stasis for the Hunter class until I'm able to unlock Strand. And this is where we get into my main setup. I am using Stasis. We are going to be taking advantage of the Dust-Filled Grenade and the Longest Winter aspect. And we will also be using the Mask of Bascaris. I believe that's how you say it. Bascaris. Mask of Bascaris. It basically comes with Light Shift, and it gives you essentially a bonus damage to your arc weapons. That's why we're taking advantage of Ikelos SMG, just because it's my favorite SMG currently in the game, and it comes with Volt Shot, which is a fantastic debuff. Also, for my heavy, I am using the exotic Grand Overture. It does really well with DPS. It is one of the top ones right now. You know, once the next season and everything launches, there's going to be a lot of stuff that gets adjusted, especially with heavy grenade launchers. They'll be getting a buff, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. But as of right now, I do plan on using Grand Overture, just because you can shoot plus do the volley of rockets, and it gives you a lot of DPS very quickly, so you're able to shred through those opponents. And then for my Kinetic Weapon, I will be using a special weapon. It'll either be Pardon or Dust, or it will be the Fusion Rifle. I can't even pronounce the name, but that's currently what I'm using. It does have Reconstruction and Golden Tricorn, so it works well with Stasis, and it is a Stasis Fusion Rifle. That's pretty much it for the setup. As far as the mods go, a lot of that will be changing next season, so I'll just have to play around with the new I guess the UI and pretty much just go from there. You know, all the mods are already unlocked, so I'll just play into my advantage. More than likely we'll be doing some type of Charge of Light build and then using elemental shards so we can keep up with our abilities. But the main focus is to slow your opponents and then get the damage buff with the Mask of Bascaris, because I'm able to do my Light Shift. That gives me a damage buff from all my arc weapons. Grand Overture's arc, and then the Ikelos SMG is also arc. So there's really nothing too complicated here. It's pretty much just like the Warlock build or the Warlock setup that I talked about previously in my last video, but this is taking advantage of Stasis, and it all centers around slowing down your opponents and freezing them. This whole setup will be excellent for crowd control and help with a lot of the so-called war aspect that's going to occur. A lot of people are comparing this new expansion to like Infinity War, where there's a lot of like just ongoing fighting. I know previously in one of the blogs that Bungie wrote, I believe over December, they did state that in the seasons coming that there will be a lot more enemies. There'll be a surplus of enemies throughout the game, so I'm definitely expecting there to be a lot of waves of enemies in Lightfall and the seasons to come. And we did see that this past season with the Heist Battlegrounds. There's a lot more enemies taking place than ever before, so having this ability, and then with the increase in difficulty of all of your enemies, being able to actually slow down your combatants and being able to tactically pick through what you need to do and what you need to get done to actually pass the mission is critical to me. And yes, you can get away with that with the Void subclass, but I feel like Stasis just works so much better. You have the larger dust field grenades. You're able to slow your opponents, you're able to freeze them, you're able to manipulate combat, and that's what makes this whole setup way more effective than the actual Void subclass. With the Void, with the invisibility and true sight and all that, you kind of have to sneak. I'm not really going in for a stealth build. I'm more going in with like an assault. So I'm thinking of war, kind of like how Bungie was saying that this season, this expansion, everything is going to be based on war. We're at war with the Witness. This is sort of my war setup. I'm ready to go, I'm ready to fight, and I will freeze and slow my opponents as I need to and get through the campaign as such. But that's until I lock Strand anyways. Of course, once Strand is unlocked, everybody's going to want to play around with it, and just like I said earlier in the video, I believe the Hunter Strand abilities are going to be a lot better than the Titans. As far as the Warlock goes, the Warlock's abilities do look pretty cool, but being able to take aerial combat with the Hunter is just absolutely amazing, and that's probably why we have not seen any PvP footage of Strand at all. But I don't want to get too far off topic. Like I said, this setup will work perfectly, and this is what I'm personally going to be bringing into Lightfall. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys will be bringing into Lightfall, what Hunter builds you guys plan on using, what Strand subclass do you feel like will be better. Let me know all that stuff in the comments down below. If you enjoy this content, please don't forget to leave a like and also subscribe to my channel for future content. We will be going over a lot of Lightfall news as well as weapon reviews. You know, that's one of the favorite things that I like to do, as well as builds. So if you enjoy this content, once again, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. That is all I have for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, weekend, whatever you guys have planned, and I will see you all in the next video.